Welcome back to another live stream replay from the Ark Survival Guide. Today we are going to do a guided tour of the center map, which is one of my favorite maps on Ark Survival Evolved. This is a free downloadable content map, which you can get if you're playing Ark on PS4, PC, or Xbox One, and it's supposed to be coming out for Ark Switch and Ark Mobile in the near future. And this is a beautiful, breathtaking, epic map, and I'm going to show you some of the coolest places on the center map that a lot of people don't even know they exist. Now, we'll show you things like the hidden caves in the floating island on the center of the center map, and this secret underwater ruin in a bubble at the bottom of the ocean, which is really cool. Also, during this tour, I showed you some of the best base locations to build a base on the center map, and where to get some of the most helpful resources like metal, obsidian, and crystal on the center. We're also going to get a really close look at some of the coolest dinosaurs on the center map. Maybe a little bit too close, yeah. Also, bear in mind, this is a replay of a live stream, so on audio, I will be responding to the chat that was happening last week during the live stream, but we will probably have a live premiere of this replay, so I will be here chatting in the text chat. Hopefully that won't be too confusing for people. But there will be more live streams coming in the future, and if you subscribe to this channel and ring that bell for notifications, it will tell you when the next live stream is happening, and hopefully you can catch me live. So I hope you enjoy this video. Hello everyone, we are back on another live stream. We're doing a map tour, and today we are checking out the beautiful, breathtaking The Center map, which is pretty darn cool. So this is the view from my front porch of my base on the center map, and it's quite a view, isn't it? So today, well, hey, hi gamer guy, I see a Wilson Lee. Yep, welcome guys. I'm so glad we've already got people on chat. I'm going to try to do a little bit better job actually responding to chat this time. I'm still getting used to this whole live streaming thing. Hey, Isanagi, do I have your name right? I always worry that I'm going to mispronounce people's names. But today we're going to do a quick tour of my base. I'll show you some cool stuff that I've built on the center map. And when we're done with that, I'm actually going to fly all over this really awesome map, and hopefully you guys will enjoy that. So this is my main base on the center map. I have built my base inside some ancient ruins, which are all over this map. There's a lot of cool ruins, but this one is definitely my favorite. Hey, no worries, man. If it's bedtime for you, get some sleep, and I will actually be posting a replay of this video in the next probably couple of days, so you can keep an eye out for that, and that way you don't actually have to miss anything. You can always put comments in the comments section, and we can always chat that way too if you have any questions. But yeah, this is my main base. I built this whole thing in this ancient ruin, which is actually inside a huge mountain. This whole area has been carved out, and this is actually a pretty awesome base location. I added some railing so my dinos don't fall out into the very dangerous jungle. I have a beehive behind my fish tank thing here. It's always fun. Everything is walled off, but I only had to build like 2 solid walls along with this big dinosaur gateway, and that actually keeps me completely safe from all of the really dangerous, nasty dinos in this jungle out here. So it's a pretty awesome spot for a base. And let me hop on my, actually, let me show you some more of this. I've got a really nice porch right down here too. And hi, Max and Ethan, welcome. I'm so glad to have you guys here. So actually, I am not playing online. This is a private game. I'm playing offline on my PS4, and I wish I could play online, but my schedule doesn't really allow for online gameplay. And because of the nature of how Ark just keeps on going online, I think all of my dinosaurs would starve from neglect if I wasn't able to actually like turn off my game when I'm not able to play. But, I'll show you guys some of this cool stuff that I've built by myself. This was my first full normal game on Ark. I put all the settings to normal, and it was pretty fun to play on the center. Hey, Dennis, glad you could join us. And hi, Max. Well, thank you so much. I'm so glad you enjoy our tutorials. I have a lot of fun making them, and this was the map where I was learning how to really play Ark, and it was just really hard to figure out so many things. So I wanted to put together a channel so I could help other people learn how to play Ark without having to spend so much time researching and not as much time just enjoying the game. So that's kind of my goal here, so I'm really happy to hear these have been helpful. And hey, Diamond Tiara, welcome back. So glad you could join us. So this is kind of the outside of my main base. It's a really awesome spot to build a base. You've got all these really great cliffs, and there's a lot of good resources nearby. And let me actually show you where this is on the map if any of you are going to play on the center. So it's right here at about 5345. We're kind of just down at the southwestern side of the jungle, and it's a really fun spot. So let me ask you guys before I keep going, would you like to see some of my dinosaurs and some of my base, or would you like to start flying around right away and just explore the island? Well, thank you, Max. I'm actually a really new YouTuber. My channel's been around for less than a year, and YouTube channels grow very slowly. So this channel has actually been growing pretty quickly lately, which I've been really excited about. All right, we'll go fly in a second. Now, I did want to show you guys this really quickly. So this building right here, it's a little bit weird because as you can see, it's moving. And the reason it's moving is it's built on the back of a dinosaur. So this is a paraceratherium. There we go. Hi there. So I hate how they look at you because it's always really unnerving. So this entire base is built on the back of this paracere, and I can drive the whole base. It's really fun, and on my Ark Switch survival guide, in the pretty near future, I'm going to teach you guys how to make one of these yourselves. It's quite fun because you've always got a stone fortress on your back. You can walk all over the land, and paraceres have pretty fast walking speed, so you can just smash down forests, clear paths, and all that stuff. But you'll notice here this Triceratops is attacking me, and the reason for that is I have Plant Species X turrets on top of this base, and they are shooting down these dinos as they're trying to attack me. But as you can see, they're barely even moving because the Plant Species X turrets slow down enemy dinosaurs. So if you put a whole bunch of turrets on top of a paracere like this, which you have to change a couple settings to make that possible, I'll show you guys how to do that. But it just becomes like a mobile tank, just like my floating fortress, only on land. It's really fun. There's some great tricks we can do with it too. But my favorite thing about it is you can tell this dinosaur to follow you. Uh-oh, no, don't touch me. Whoop. That's the bad thing about it is if its head bumps into you, you can actually fall through the base. But check this out. My whole base is now chasing me around and knocking over those Triceratops. Isn't that just amazing? I love this thing. So this is a really fun trick you can do, and I'll show you guys how to do that. I'll probably have a whole series of like 4 or 5 episodes. I've actually got some of my Ragnarok series. It shows you how to actually do this, and if you check out my channel, it's pretty fun. I've had a lot of fun with my Paracere tank. I took it through the Redwoods just to see if I could survive, and it was pretty effective. So let me catch up on chat real quick, and then we'll go exploring. Oh, so Mateus, first of all, welcome. Most of the dinosaurs on this map are very similar to the ones on the island, and Ragnarok has a lot of extra dinos that you see on the Scorched Earth DLC, but I think almost all the dinos on the center are going to be just the island dinos, so it's mostly those. And Dennis, PvP does sound really fun. I have not been playing online yet, and maybe a little while before I get a chance to do that, but I've always been kind of wary of PvP because people can destroy hours and days worth of your work in one raid, and so I've always been a little bit worried that that might not be as much fun for me, but some people love it. Yeah, Diamond, there's something just amazing about a giant base chasing you around, isn't it? And nice, Max. That's a great level. You can do some really fun stuff in level 60s. Do you have a beaver? Because you can actually ride a beaver once you hit level 60 something. And that pretty much changes your life because you can chop down almost unlimited wood. Hey, gamer guy, that's awesome. I really like playing Ark on PS4 or Xbox because you get a lot of the new content and they just look really awesome. So, quick question. I'm going to start exploring now. Would you guys like to see this giant floating island in the center of the center map? We could head up to the snow biome. There's a redwood forest out this direction. We could go across the jungles and the tropical coasts this way, and there's some cool tropical islands on the other side, and a volcano up in that direction. So let me know in chat what you guys prefer, and we'll head in that direction. So we'll see whoever gets the most votes. So drop a comment now, and I'll start heading in this direction a little bit until I hear more from you guys. All right, we got one for the floating island, one for snow. Any others? Okay, two floating island. Keep me posted. It takes a couple minutes for me to actually see your chat because we do have a little bit of latency. All right, seems like the floating island is winning so far. So we'll head in that direction for now, and we will head on. Oh yeah, there's some cool stuff by the ocean. All right, so I'm thinking our route is going to be the floating island in the center, and then I'll show you the biggest waterfall you've ever seen. And great, I got a whatever, don't care. That's a good one too. So let's do it. Here we go. So a lot of the center is swamp on this area. There's a whole bunch of big swamps that kind of tip right over the edge. But the coolest thing, in my opinion, about the center map is right over here we have all of these awesome pillars, and then it just has a floating island, and then waterfalls everywhere. Check that out. Now, some of you have probably seen the episode where my wife and I played together on the center map, and we tried to come down here and explore a little bit because it's really cool. But we ended up having some kind of a glitch where she spawned underwater, got eaten by a shark, and then everything just started crashing. So we had to abandon our mission. But this is a pretty cool place up here. And yes, Max, actually, since so far our live streams have been going really well, it seems like a lot of people are really enjoying this. I'm hopefully going to do a lot more streaming. Now, my schedule makes it hard for me to stream in the evenings, but if I can find some time to do it, I'm going to try. So that's definitely going to try to do a lot more. Yeah, this map is really pretty. Now, a lot of you guys are here because you've been playing Switch, and you found my channel early on in your Switch games, which is awesome. I really wanted to help you guys out, mostly because I knew there would be a lot of brand new Ark players playing on Switch. The Switch is the only console, well, also Ark Mobile. Those are the only two consoles that do not have a center map yet. But usually in June or July, they have a huge sale on Ark. Here it is. I've been looking for this cave system. Inside the underside of this floating island is a secret cave, which is pretty crazy. Check this out. So usually in June or July, they have a huge sale on Ark, and if you have another console, like say you've been playing Ark on Switch, but you have an Xbox or something, usually they'll do a sale where you can get Ark for like $20. It's crazy. It's like a 60% off sale, and any of the other versions have all of the downloadable content, and the center map and Ragnarok are both completely free if you get Ark on Xbox 360 or PS4 or PC. So I actually bought it on PC for $20. I was able to get it to work in VR, so I can play Ark in virtual reality. I'll probably do a guide on that later on. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to my channel and enable notifications, and it will let you know when that guide comes out, because I gotta say, if you got a good PC, playing Ark in virtual reality is one of the coolest gaming experiences I've ever had. It's just amazing. But keep an eye out for those sales if you're in the market for getting a bunch of downloadable content, because Ragnarok and the Center are totally free. Now, I've heard rumors, a lot of rumors about the Switch version. They announced they were planning to bring the Center and Ragnarok for free DLC at some point. They originally thought February this year, and obviously that has not happened. So somebody said it was like coming up in October. There's a lot of rumors going around, and I'm not totally sure what to believe at this point, but hopefully it's still going to come out. You know, I still have a lot of faith in the developers, but I know they've had a lot of stuff they've been developing too, so we'll see how that goes. So let's see what's going on in the center map. There's usually a lot of activity up here because there's lots of predators that spawn in the middle here, and there's just always crazy fights going on, so this should be pretty interesting. We'll fly around here a little bit, and I'm going to catch up on chat. Hey, welcome Superior, glad you could join us, and eventually I will be doing guides on fighting all of the bosses. I'm probably going to take my Switch series through a little bit more stuff I want to teach you guys, and then once we're ready for boss fights, I'll take you in and we'll do some boss battles too, and I'll teach you full guides on how to do all of that. So, check this out. There are just huge cave systems all over the center map. It's crazy. But this cave actually goes from the top all the way through the bottom of this whole island. Now, I actually don't think I should bring you through. I think I'll do a separate guide later on all of the cave systems on the center, but there's an entire underground world in the center map. You have to find the entrance, but it is a massive cavern, and it is just really cool. But a lot of this place is just really awesome. So Superior, I learned everything I know on Ark from researching. The Ark Wiki website is amazing if you want to look up information about a specific thing. By the way, this is a great place to get beavers. They're all over the place in here. And Ark Wiki website is amazing. I've done lots of research on different YouTubers, and it seems like there's a lot of different guides and tutorials out there, but very few single channels have all the information. So I've been kind of trying to sort of compile all of that into one really awesome, helpful channel, and then be able to just teach you guys everything you need to know in one place. So that's kind of been my goal with this channel, just making things way easier for all of you guys. Now, I wanted to explore this cave a little bit, but I hope I don't get lost. That'll be really awkward and sad, but yeah, there we go. There's just so many cool places you can build up here in this floating island. It's just an awesome place. Very dangerous, and you can only get here with flyers, but that's a good thing for some people. That's awesome, Dennis. That does sound pretty fun. Still, I think my favorite trick is putting a whole bunch of Plant Species X turrets on a floating raft and just sailing down the coast and mowing down everything in my path. I've got a video where I took down an alpha Tyrannosaur and an alpha Megalodon at the same time without getting a scratch on me using those Plant Species X turrets. So we are up at the top of the center island. I'm going to head up to the peak here, and then we'll head over to the snow biome for a second, because we had a couple of votes for that, and then I'll show you the biggest waterfall you've ever seen, even bigger than these. So Superior, if you have Ark on anything except Nintendo Switch and mobile, then you can get the center map completely for free, And I should do a guide on how to unlock the center, because normally you have to beat a bunch of bosses on the island map in order to unlock it the normal way, but there's a command you can use to unlock the center and Ragnarok instantly. I just have to figure out how to do that since I've already unlocked it on my main game, so I'll probably bring that to you guys in the near future. And yeah, Max, I actually do not have a Discord yet. I've been considering getting something like that going, and there's some cool other features that I want to bring out too. But number one on my features list that I wanted to add was doing some live streams so I could do some dinosaur safaris and let you guys kind of decide where you want to fly around, because I thought that would be pretty fun. Speaking of pretty fun, let's see if we can get a mammoth to chase us off a cliff. See if we can break up this fight here. Hey guys, come here. There's a great little spot over here. No, they're too busy. Hold on. Let's see if we can find something else dangerous. Yeah, this will work. Hey guys. Want a piece of me? We're just gonna pick a fight with everybody. Whoa. What just happened? I just got dismounted. That's not good. We could be in trouble. Here we go. Let's get out of here, shall we? Okay, that was a little too close for comfort. Thankfully, everybody lost interest in us. Okay, well, we won't tease the dinosaurs. So yeah, when you have a console that has it, like Xbox One, PS4, or PC, you can get the center completely free. It's really great. So check out this waterfall. This is just an awesome little place. Now, it's hard to really appreciate the scale of this, but this is massive. Now, my griffin is actually a pretty big dino as it is, but check this out. This is just crazy. There's a massive land bridge and some cool land underneath, which is perfect because we're about to get rained on. So here we go. We'll just escape the rain for a second. Now, I think down here we should actually find some kangaroos and some interesting stuff, but hey, here's a mammoth I can tease. Come here, mammoth. Want a piece of me? This is my favorite thing to do with dangerous dinos. You just kind of hover right on the edge, and they'll chase you right off. So, velociraptors, it's my favorite to just get them to chase me off a cliff. They're so great. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come get me. I bet you can't catch me. Oh no, this mammoth is chasing me. So, yeah, velociraptors jumping off a cliff after you, it's just priceless. You know, after watching Jurassic Park and they keep going on about how brilliant velociraptors are, and they just chase you off a cliff. Crikey, we found a roo. We've got a big kangaroo here. There's actually a costume you can get where they get bunny ears, and if you tame them, you can have one person ride the kangaroo and one person can ride in its pouch. Just like the movie Crocodile Dundee, somebody can have an AK-47 pop out of its pouch with a machine gun, shoot everybody down. It's super fun. Catch up on chat real quick. By the way, this is my little cabin out in the middle of nowhere. The reason I made this cabin is because this is an amazing place to get pearls. I actually think I have a dolphin parked over here, and it's just this small little body of water, but there are just hundreds of pearls. You can get thousands of pearls in a couple minutes right in this little pool at the base of the waterfall. I hope I don't get struck by lightning, because that would be really awkward. But yeah, it's a pretty cool place. So, Dennis, I'll definitely let you know if I can get some Discord going. It's on my list of to-dos, but, you know, live streaming was the first thing, and I just got that going this weekend. So I'm still kind of slowly knocking off of my new features that I want to add to this channel. Uh-oh, I seem to be frozen. Hopefully this is not going to crash. There we go. Okay, cool. I think I was just loading the Redwood biome. Now, after this, we can head back up over the ocean. We can go to some tropical islands. We can go to the Redwood Forest, which is right over here. Actually, why don't we go check out the Redwoods? It's right here, you know. Oh no, sorry, Emmy. Yeah, the stream is pretty hard to do on some internet. My internet is just barely able to handle this myself. I wish it wasn't raining because this is actually pretty cool to see. On the center map, in the nighttime, there's actually all of these little yellow glowing mushrooms in the forest, and those little mushrooms will actually light up the forest floor, which is pretty cool. Now, I'm not going to get too far into the redwoods because I am still terrified of thylacoleos, which will jump off of the trees and knock you right off your mount. And it's just awkward for everybody because you end up hitting the ground and it's just no fun. So, but I will kind of fly across this a little bit. I'm just not going to get too close to the trees. Nice, Superior. That's awesome. Yeah, my friends actually have pet bunnies, and they have a bunny suit on their kangaroo in Ark. They're a married couple that plays Ark together, so it's pretty great. They have a lot of fun with their kangaroo. Gamer guy. You know, I could go get hit by a tiger thing. It might not be super fun. I'm going to get stuck for a little while. So I do actually have infinite stats on my Griffin, and I've got God mode enabled. So just because I didn't really want to sit and die in the middle of my live stream, I'm just kind of trying to give you guys some cool tours. But what the hey, we'll go a little closer in and see what we can find in the redwoods. Hey, we got a Diplodocus. I'm always not sure how to pronounce that one, but the redwoods are actually pretty cool on the center map. Gotta admit, I wish it would stop raining. Superior, if you're going to tame a thylacoleo, I would definitely recommend using a trap. Have you seen my video on how to make a raft fortress? Because I actually spend a lot of my game on a fortress that I built on top of a raft, and I set the whole thing up so you can use it as a giant taming pen. Now, on my first Argent Avis tame, I actually modified it to add a ceiling so I could trap an Argent Avis into it, but I would think a similar method would work on a thylacoleo pretty well if you can get it to chase you into the taming pen part of your raft. The great thing about it is once you knock it unconscious, instead of having to sit in a really dangerous area while it slowly tames up, you can just get it on the front of your raft, knock it out, and then sail away while it's slowly taming. And then by the time it finishes taming, you're back home and you've got it to complete safety. So it's a really nice way to do that. So pretty much anywhere you can get in the ocean, that raft fortress is really helpful. So let me catch up on chat again real quick, and we'll start heading out towards the tropical islands, if that sounds good to you guys. Anybody up for some little island paradise, man? I'm just catching up on chat, sorry. It takes a second for it to come in. Yeah, Emmy, Thylas are crazy dangerous in the wild, but they make great pets, and they're so cuddly. And Isanagi, I don't think lightning can kill you, because it probably would have struck me by now since I was flying around in it. Don't do that in real life, kids. And Anonym, I don't generally play PvP just because I know that you can lose a whole lot of time if somebody comes and wipes your base and stuff. So I actually haven't played online at all because my schedule just doesn't really allow for it. So I'm doing pretty well if I can find time to live stream in the evening. And even that I've just started being able to do. So I'm pretty excited that I can actually live stream for you guys. All right, islands it is. So when I first started out on the center map, I started on the island and had a lot of fun. There's some really cool islands out here. Oh, you know what? Let's take a trip over to the Bat Cave first. To the Bat Cave. I always love the Bat Cave. You know, they say always be yourself unless you can be Batman. Then be Batman. I actually have a shirt that my wife got me that says that. It's pretty great. It's the creed that I live by. No. So this huge island that you can see right in front of me, it'll load in a second. It's funny because after playing on my laptop, which is a pretty powerful little PC, there it goes. I've got a pretty powerful little laptop, and it actually does a much better job running Ark than my PS4, which is kind of crazy. But, if this channel does well enough, I may be able to afford a PS4 Pro, or I might actually just upgrade the RAM on my laptop to run it in like movie quality. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, we'll stop by this volcano skull island thing. It's pretty cool. A lot of people call it the Bat Cave because if you look carefully, well, let me get a little better view of it. If you look at it from this side, it totally looks like Batman's head. Check it out. You see, you got his little pointy ear things, flaming eyes. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, this is actually one of my favorite bases that I built. I made a manufacturing facility on this little island because there is tons of metal that spawns in here. Like this whole inside is covered in metal and obsidian and crystal. And if you've got a flyer like an Argent, you can carry an ankylosaur up and get just like hundreds and thousands of stone and metal. So I built this so I could carry the ankylosaur up, grab all the stuff, and then land at my little manufacturing facility. And I built a hatch frame so I could just drop the ankylosaur right into the middle of the base next to an industrial forge. So it was very efficient. So let's get a little better view up here. I'll catch up on chat while I'm flying up here. Now, there's all kinds of stuff that spawns in here. It's mostly like cave creatures, so you get a lot of centipedes, spiders, argents, all that fun stuff. So you've got to come prepared if you want to come out here. A lot of stuff will kill you. Oh yeah, and bats. But if you can defend yourself, especially if you've got a few plant species X turrets, this is actually an awesome place to be. The main problem with it is the center is infested with whales, so you've got to have a measure to counter the whales to get over here. And flyers are not very efficient at carrying metal around, so usually you want to have a raft base, but you want to defend it against whales, which I like to use plant species X turrets to do that. We got another cool ruin over here I'll check out real quick, and then we'll head up to the tropical islands. This is actually the same ruin that my wife and I explored using our tech raptors, and if you missed that, check it out. We did some split-screen co-op on the same map here, ran around the southern coast, and I was teaching her how to play some more Ark. She was having lots of fun picking fights with all the dinos, because that's kind of what she does when we're playing Ark, which is pretty fun, I think. So definitely check that out. It's on the channel, probably still on the homepage of the channel if you want to see that. And I'm going to catch up on chat while I'm flying towards this first island. Wait, no, first, I got to go for the cool points here. Let's see if I can pull this off. All right, come on. Dang it, this guy's just too big. Whenever I'm flying a pteranodon, I always fly through the legs of a brontosaurus, but this griffin is just slightly too big to make it look cool, and it ends up looking stupid instead. Oh well. This right here is the first place I ever built my first house on my first main file on Ark. So I played around on the island, just used some default, I used some cheat codes, used some easy mode settings, but when I played on the center, I spawned on that island, swam across the channel, almost died from a shark, but then I built this little hut and got myself up to like level 15 just on this island because it's got enough resources to get pretty high level. There's not a single predator that spawns here. And this is actually right here on the map. That's the latitude and longitude on the right-hand side. And this was actually a pretty great place to live when I was first starting out, until a Spinosaur came by and Therizinosaur decided to move in right over here across the way. I built my second little wood house right over here on the main island, and then, I don't know, about a day later, a Therizinosaur just popped up and stayed here and has just lived there ever since. This is also the place where I met my first turtle, picked a fight with it, completely, he was winning, so I ran away, got back to my little house, and I totally forgot I had been fighting this turtle. So about 5 minutes later, all of a sudden the wall just falls in, and here's that same turtle still chasing me, still fighting me. He was just so slow, I completely forgot I was in combat with him. So, yeah, turtles are sneaky. Watch out. They never forget. So this is actually a pretty cool spot here. I'll just fly around a little bit and catch up on chat. That's true, Emmy. Batman carries a very difficult burden, but I don't know. He's pretty awesome though. So yeah, hi, welcome, Darnie. Good to see ya. Glad you're here. And yes, he is Batman. So this is a cool little lagoon. You can actually park a bunch of water dinos in here and make this a massive parking spot for all of your water dinos. And you can build a pretty cool base up here on this cliff. There's a lot of metal on top of the cliff, so if you can get your way up there, it's a great spot. This island is actually an awesome place to start your game. The trouble with both of these tropical islands is you can't get off of them without like using a raft or some kind of a water dino, and there's always whales all around the place here, so this island has just got a major whale infestation. Ragnarok, the whales will not spawn in the shallows, so it's totally fine, but on the center, like, you'll get a whale in water that's so shallow that its fin is just sticking straight up like 50 feet in the air all the time. It's crazy. So I wish they would fix that. But this is the blue obelisk, if I remember correctly, and it's right over the center of this big island here. And let me show you that on the map. It's this guy right here. So this is a pretty cool island, but my favorite is this one up to the north, which I'll show you next. That's actually the main place I ended up building my first main base on this game. Catching up on chat again. Oh, that's great advice, Emmy. I actually did not realize that island with the rock pinnacle near the Bat Cave has no spawns of anything dangerous. That's pretty cool. It's almost like an herbivore island. And welcome, JJ Bryan. Glad you could join us on the stream. Glad to have you here. Hey, and Veximus is here. Awesome. Thanks for joining. And yes, I am finally live streaming, but don't feel bad. This just happened like 2 days ago. I had not figured out how to do live streaming until I just got that going. So this is actually my second time I've ever live streamed, and I'm actually going to post the replay of the first live stream pretty soon. So keep an eye out for that. I'll be posting those here and there. Oh yeah, you guys should totally check out Emmy Fisher's channel. She's a relatively new YouTuber, and she does like historical videos and shows. She does builds on historical places and shows you like what they would have built back in the time. She's a history teacher, so it's pretty cool stuff. Not many people can make something fun and educational, but she actually pulls it off. It's great. So you guys should definitely check that out. If you click on her icon, it'll take you to her channel. And Gamer Guy, one of these days I'll start making some tutorials on how to make tutorials. How's that sound? I've actually had a lot of people ask that, and that was another thing that took me a really long time to figure out. So I think that might be my next calling for my tutorials once I finish teaching everybody how to play Ark. Although by the time I finish teaching you guys most of the stuff I want to teach you, they're going to have tons of new expansions out, so there will be even more stuff to show you. So I haven't even really started that much on any of the expansions. So this is a really cool little bay here. You can sail a boat right under this rock, and this whole area down here is actually a pretty cool place. Now you can climb up this mountain from over here. It's actually got a slope that goes down to the ocean, but there's sheer cliffs all the way around the other sides. So you can kind of see the shape of this little island here. It's got this inlet all the way into it. And on the western side, you can climb up the slope, but on the eastern side, it's sheer cliffs, like hundreds of feet in the air, which is good and bad. You can use that to your advantage. But up here, there is metal all over the place, so you can get tons of metal up here. It's really helpful, and lots of crystal, too, which is really nice because there's still like allosaurs, carnotaurs, and therizinosaurs up here, so there is some dangerous stuff. But if you're careful, you can pull it off to be pretty safe. Now, I built my little base up here, and it was actually really easy to lure dinosaurs to chase me off the cliff if there was any problem predators or anything like that. So I was able to get tons of metal from on top of the cliff, and I built a really elaborate long ladder system going all the way up the cliff, which, when I think about it now, is kind of a waste of energy, but I also built a grid of all these little thatch foundations all the way around. They didn't need to be this close together, but what that did is it keeps things from spawning in here, so none of the dangerous dinos that would normally show up down here will even spawn because there's foundations blocking their spawn points. So that's kind of cool. So let me fly around a little more, and I'm going to catch up on chat. And then would you guys like to see the volcano after this? Drop a comment if you'd like to see the volcano while I'm catching up with you guys. Well, that's great to hear, Veximus. I'm glad to see you got some more extinction videos coming out. Those are pretty fun, so definitely keep up the good work. Haha, Sensei Mike, I like it. Yeah, Extinction is it's really different, but it's really cool. I actually kind of love it, but it's definitely a very unusual experience. Like it feels like Ark, but not quite. And I won't give you guys too many spoilers as to why that is, but there's lots of robots. It's cool, and part of Extinction is actually on a ruined city, which is really cool. I actually really like that part of it. So it's got a whole lot of really interesting dynamics, but it's been quite fun so far. I've only got 12 episodes, I think, that I made for Extinction. Now, if you guys check out my channel, definitely take a look at my Extinction videos. We had a lot of fun. There was some pretty cool stuff we did. I'm like level 14, I think, and I already have a beaver. I've been able to get that at a super low level. By the way, this island right here, there's a lot of charred trees, so all these trees are like burned down. You can use a hatchet on them and get charcoal straight off the trees, which is great for making gunpowder. So if you need a bunch of charcoal, just come over here and try not to die, because as you can see, it's infested with dangerous dinos. This is kind of like Carnivore Island on the island map, but this is not the worst. That island right there, that's like Mordor right there, you know? That is the Volcanic Island, and that is covered in crazy carnivores. So why don't we go check it out, right? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, nice. Good job getting the Tapehara. Those things are crazy hard to tame. I've got a video guide which shows you some really helpful tricks for taming a Tapehara, and one trick in particular is incredibly effective. Tapeharas usually just run away if they see you. They're like a Pteranodon, but way better. And if you're trying to tame a Tapehara, then you can use an item called a rare flower, which will make the Tapehara so angry it will chase you instead of running away. You can lure it right into a trap and then lock it inside, and then once the flower wears off, it just starts running away instead of attacking you, which makes it a very easy tame. So I did that in one of my videos. Now, if you go on my channel, there's a playlist called the Switch Survival Guide, and most of the stuff I'm talking about, I've got a video on there which will teach you how to do that. Also, pretty much anything you can think of that you want to know on Ark, I've got a video, or I will be making a video on how to do that, so keep an eye out for that. Also, I always forget to do this. Let me turn off my heads-up display. It's just so much better without all that stuff on the screen. If you hold down the map button, which on Switch is minus, PS4 it's the big touchpad thing in the middle, and I'm guessing Xbox it's like select. I'm not as familiar with Xbox because I don't have an Xbox One. But you hold that down and then you toggle HUD, and that will turn your display on and off. And I usually try to keep it off so you guys get a much cleaner screen. It's just much less distracting. Wilson, yes. Yes, it's totally safe outside the force field. True, Emmy. Now, apparently the eagles will not fly over Mordor, so I'm being a little bit out of character, but you know, that's cool. Oh, nice, Jet. That's really cool. I'd love to see some of your ARC videos too. Hey, Spinosaur, that's fun. There's actually pearls down here in the water, and you can get a lot of oil on this island too. But there's always a Spinosaur there, so you've got to figure out how to deal with that before you do anything else. The center has a lot of resources. There's tons of metal and oil and obsidian all over the place on the center. But as you can see, there's also more than enough T-Rexes to go around. Like this little island here is just covered in crazy stuff. I'm pretty sure it's all carnivores. Oh gosh, oh gosh. Not good, not good. Let's get out of here, buddy. Nope, nope, nope. Time to run. Okay, this is fun. Save me, Griffin, save me. I'm trying to get back up here. This would be helpful if I had my heads-up display on right now. Well, you can get to see a T-Rex fight up close. I got a little bit... Okay, come on, come on. Wow, okay, I died on live stream, and I thought I had God mode on. Whoops. Well, let's see here. That was super fun, wasn't it? Why don't we head back up to this base? Oh, yes. I've got to show you guys this thing. Hold on a second. I'm actually kind of glad that happened because this is really cool. So the center has two underwater bubbles. And once this finishes loading in, this is a really cool spot. So at the bottom of the ocean, next to the Bat Cave, there is an undersea bubble with ruins. Not a lot of people know about this. Now, I think my GPS is gone, but my map should still work. So it's right here next to the Bat Cave. And check this out. It's really cold down here usually. But it is a beautiful ruin. You'll notice this crazy shimmering effect over here. That's because we're underwater. Crazy, right? Is that not cool? So I love this spot. Now, I should probably turn on my display so I don't drown in the middle of this. But is that crazy or what? There we go. Now I can actually see my oxygen and see how I'm slowly freezing to death. Pretty cool stuff. But there's a lot of stuff down here you can actually build in this underwater bubble. And I've got just a bed and a foundation and an otter to keep me from freezing to death because they're so cuddly and warm. But it's a pretty cool place. I definitely recommend checking it out if you have a dolphin that's disposable because there's a lot of dangerous stuff this far down in the ocean. Let's see. Sometimes you can see like a plesiosaur up here or even a mosasaur just swimming around. You know, it's cool. That dolphin, I don't know if that's one of mine. I've left a couple dolphins just sitting out here. But this is pretty crazy. There we go. So let me catch up on chat real quick. Also, is it raining under the ocean? It seems like I saw some rain for a second. I don't know. That's crazy. All right, let me catch up on chat real quick. Yeah, unknown commenter. I actually don't play Ark Online. This is my personal PS4 game. It's one of my first ones I ever played, but I don't do online because my schedule just doesn't really work for it. So I haven't even played on official yet. Now I'm slowly freezing to death, so I should probably fast travel somewhere else. Do you guys want to see the other bubble underwater, or let me think what else is cool to show you right now. There is a penguin island off on the northwestern side of the map. We could check that out. We could fly across the rivers on the center. Those are also pretty cool. And I think we've covered a decent amount of the map. I'll do another guide later and show you guys some of the underground caverns on the center that are really crazy cool. So let's say Penguin Island or the other underwater bubble. Which would you guys like to see most? Drop a comment, let me know, and I'm going to catch up a little bit more on chat. So, unknown commenter, you actually cannot get the center on Switch yet. It has not come out yet. Also, I'm pretty sure it is actually raining in this underwater bubble at the bottom of the ocean. Because why not, right? I mean, seriously. So, but the center map, they're planning to have it come out for Switch in the near future. They're thinking October, last I heard. It's nothing super official that anybody's heard on that. But that's just kind of the going thing right now. And they do have it on Xbox One, PC, and PS4. You can unlock it right now if you have any of those. I'll do a video in the near future on how to unlock Ragnarok in the center, but it's free DLC. You've probably already got it if you have those systems. All right, Jeff, you get a shout out here. It just takes me a while to catch up on chat because there's some lag, and I was getting attacked by tyrannosaurs. It's distracting. Superior, I can never hurt a penguin on Ark because my wife loves penguins, and if she ever saw me hurting a penguin, she would be so sad, even if it's a virtual penguin on Ark. On the last live stream I showed you guys, I tamed some penguins for her and didn't realize they would breed indefinitely by themselves, so I left them all on wander, and when I came back to my house, there was like 100 penguins, and it took me like an hour to catch them all and stop them from breeding. It was pretty bad. I almost crashed my game. So JJ, actually right now the only map on Arc Switch is the island map, but they're planning to bring out all of the content eventually. At least that's what they said last time we heard from them. So they're just taking a while. I think they're kind of distracted. Dang, Dragon, you tamed a Giga? That's crazy. I ran into a Giga on the last stream. It was stuck inside a mountain. I just saw a tail sticking out, so I attacked it, and then it turned around, and it was a Giga, and it was just nuts. So, yeah, I ran away, and it just disappeared back into the mountain. It's probably still in there somewhere. I don't know. It's a pretty crazy glitch. So, let's see. I think I have a little hut on the Penguin Island, so let's see if I can do this here. Yep. Here's the penguin hut. Here we go. It's funny, it actually takes a lot longer to load Arc levels on my PS4 than it does on my laptop. Okay, here we go. So, here we are in Penguin Island, and we have a penguin in the house. There's no penguins allowed in the house. Come on, scooch. All right. Oh no, this penguin. Go out, outside, out, shoo, shoo, shoo. Oh man, I thought I was going to be stuck there forever from that penguin. So this is a really cool little spot on the center map, and I can't stay here for too long because I'm slowly freezing to death. But check this out. It's right about here. I want to say it's like 35, maybe 12, the coordinates. I dropped my GPS when I got killed by a T-Rex. But it's a pretty cool little spot. I like it a lot. And yes, you guys are correct that penguins are one of the quickest, easiest, most efficient ways to get organic polymer, which is much easier than getting obsidian or any other way to get polymer. But I didn't tell you that, and I would not ever condone harvesting penguins for polymer. That's something I would never tell you to do, just so you know. Yeah, penguins are not for herding. Now, Hesperornis, I don't know if you guys are familiar with those. They're like an ugly duck. They're basically living proof that some ugly ducklings grow up to be ugly ducks, and they're really obnoxious, and I really don't feel bad at all about killing Hesperornis. So if I want to get organic polymer, I usually will go after those Hesperornis. Now, you can also get organic polymer from a snail. If you tame your own snail, which is very hard to do, I have a guide on how to do that. If you tame a snail, it will produce organic polymer by itself, and if you've got a bunch of snails, you'll get a bunch of organic polymer. Now, I'm getting pretty close to freezing to death because I'm just running around in my boxers here. So let me head back someplace warm. And I should probably not go to the other place at the bottom of the ocean. So let me see what I can find here. Maybe I'll head back up to my main base. Alright, I'm going to head down to the waterfall cabin that I made. I'll show you guys how to get tons of pearls on the center. And I'm actually just about out of time for this stream, so that's probably the last thing I'll have time to show you guys today. But check this house out. I have a pretty good view. Let's see if I can get all these doors to open. Look at that. Like, you can't even see the bottom. It's crazy. You know, if I was going to build a house, I'd like a view like this, right? I mean, check that out. It's nuts. We've got the biggest waterfall ever right outside the door. It's pretty awesome. And then, of course, this way is some great waterfalls, too. I forgot. This is one of my first Tapaiharas I ever tamed. So let me show you guys real quick. There's a ton of pearls down here in the base of this waterfall. Now this is right here on the map. I wish I had my GPS, but it's about 70, 25 is the coordinates. And this is actually a really awesome place on the center. If you're looking for a cool place to build that's a lot of fun, this is actually a pretty awesome spot. And let me sit and look up at this waterfall for a second while I'm catching up on chat. You guys can just take in that majesty. Oh yeah. So snails actually produce achatina paste. They poop snails paste. It's achatina paste, which is a substitute for cementing paste about every couple minutes. And then every 1 minute they produce another achatina paste in their shell, which you can pick up in their inventory. And if you leave them alone for long enough, you'll have like hundreds of cementing paste, basically. It's a substitute, just like organic polymer is a substitute for regular polymer. Now, you get organic polymer from snails, I think like once an hour. It takes a much longer time. But also, you can use a snail as a refrigerator for organic polymer. If you put organic polymer in a snail's shell that you've tamed, its spoil time becomes much, much longer. So that's actually pretty helpful. But a nice trick that Emmy Fisher actually taught me is you can get a wild snail, pick it up with your Argent Avis, drop it in your base, and as long as it can't wander out of your base, it will stay there for days, dropping achatina paste, basically cementing paste, every few minutes. So you end up with a limitless supply of cementing paste from a wild snail. So you can just fly around, pick up like 20 or 30 wild snails, and have all the cementing paste you could ever want. I am so far behind on chat. I'm sorry. Let me catch up a little bit. So yeah, snails are very hard to tame and feed because you do need sweet vegetable cakes. But I've got some tricks that I showed you guys in some of the videos for how you can get a lot of honey and tree sap for making those sweet vegetable cakes. So if you tame a beehive, you can get all the honey you need, and a sap tap base, which I showed you guys how to do, will get you basically all of the tree sap you need for sweet vegetable cakes. So if you've got those things, snails are not too hard to get. Alright, take care, Veximus. Glad you could join us. Diamond Tiara, I will probably just spawn in another griffin, because I just spawned that one in just to take a tour around the island. But it probably is still alive, actually, because I gave it infinite stats, so he's probably killed the T-Rexes. So don't be too worried about him. Now, there are sharks at the base of this waterfall, but if you just hop up here, you can get tons of silica pearls as long as the sharks don't get you. You gotta be a little bit fast. There's also manta rays and all that stuff. I really love swimming around on a dolphin. It's one of my favorite things to do on Ark. So when I came down here, I just tamed a dolphin in this big pool. And it's like the ocean, but at the bottom of a waterfall. It's pretty crazy. So this is pretty fun. Now, I'm not sure if I can actually swim off the edge of this waterfall. I'm kind of tempted to try it, but I also don't really feel like losing this dolphin. But it's pretty great scenery, isn't it? I mean, this is actually a really awesome spot. There's nothing like swimming at the base of a waterfall, right? Oh yeah, Superior. Beaver dams are an awesome place to get cementing paste. You can get hundreds of it from there. I actually have a whole guide on how to do that. And yeah, definitely check out my channel if you guys want to see some of those things. There's some really cool tricks. But beaver dams are a great source of lots of helpful stuff. This would be a really cool place for a base, I think. If you built coming up out of the water, had some pillars, and you raised your base right up to here, you could have a base where you could park your dolphins in the basement underwater, and then, you know, have just a little landing pad sticking out from the waterfall. And that would be pretty epic, I think. So I might have to do that later on. I just built this tiny little cabin just for starters, because I just needed something really basic so I could get lots of pearls out here. I pretty much got all the pearls I needed because I would just teleport out here using fast travel, and then oh, I gotta slow this guy down or he's gonna drown. So I would teleport out here using fast travel, get a few hundred pearls, stick them in a storage bin in the cabin, and then just teleport back later. And eventually I would just swing by on one of my flyers, pick up a couple thousand pearls, and just be good for pearls forever. So it was pretty handy. I really should make a better stair system to come out of there. Now, I don't know how many of you guys have pet dolphins, but if you have a dolphin, you got to be really careful where you park it, because if it's sticking out of the water or on follow, sometimes it will stand out of the water and drown, basically. It only breathes underwater. So it's not a true dolphin, it's an ichthyosaurus, which is technically a fish. And so it doesn't breathe air, it breathes water, and if it gets out of the water too long, it dies. So you gotta be real careful with dolphins. Also, I learned the hard way. The first time I tried to breed dolphins, there wasn't enough room in the taming pen, and when it came time for the baby to be born, nothing happened. The game just couldn't spawn it in because there wasn't enough room. So it's just like, oh yeah, now you go back to start, and you didn't actually get anything, so that was kind of a pain. Oh yeah, creative mode is pretty fun. One of these days I'll actually build something for you guys. That might be kind of fun. Now I've done some videos where I've showed you how to build like, the raft fortress. I've got a whole series on that. But it'd be fun to just kind of build something creative. I've actually seen a lot of really cool builders, and one of these days I want to actually do a building video too. It's really fun. I gotta admit, Ark is like all of the things I loved as a kid. Like it's nature, dinosaurs, but also like Legos. You can build anything. I mean, it's just super fun. Oh no, Emmy, what happened when you tried to sail your raft over the waterfall? Oh yeah, Emmy. Check out my extinction guide. That might help you a lot. So if you want a beaver, I actually built a base in a really awesome spot in extinction. In the sanctuary, there's a big swamp area. It's kind of a circular swamp, and there's a broken pillar. Like one of the little bridge things is broken. I built my base out over the pillar, so I have a little like drawbridge made out of thatch, and you have to use that to get out over the over to my base. So it's really safe and secure. But beavers actually spawn in the swamp down below, and there's cattails, which you can get plant species X seeds from. So it's a really great spot. Also, it's hard to find water in the sanctuary, so you've always got a good water supply. So definitely check that out. That'll probably be really helpful. Oh no, gamer guy. That's the worst when you're trying to tame something and you accidentally killed it. Sorry, Jefferson. Now, if you have a good mobile device, like a pretty recent smartphone, like maybe a couple years old or newer, you may actually be able to play Ark Mobile completely free. It's actually a really awesome game, and it's basically the same game. They've modified it a little bit to work on mobile. The graphics are not impressive, but they're way better than Minecraft. But it's actually pretty cool. Okay, I'm not sure if it can run on that, but if you go to your app store and just search Ark Survival Evolved, you can see if you can get it, and your phone will let you know if it's available and if it'll run. But it's super fun if you can. If you do get it, check out my Ark Switch Survival Guide, and it'll teach you all kinds of stuff for how to play Ark, but most of it applies to Switch and mobile and pretty much any of the consoles. It's just slightly different control styles. So you should actually be able to learn everything you need to know from all of those guides. That's awesome, Emmy. Oh, gamer guy. There is a mod for it's an unofficial mod right now, but I think it is sponsored for something a map called Crystal Isles, I think it is. And it looks incredible. I've actually watched some people playing on that map. It's I think something like 80% finished, so we're not sure how long it's going to be before it comes out. But when it does come out, I am 100% going to play on that map and do a guide series on it because it looks amazing. It's absolutely beautiful. Like the center level, beautiful scenery, but Ragnarok cool. I mean, it looks like an amazing map. So I will definitely be getting that once that's available. There's a couple other sponsored mod maps that they're making, and a bunch of those are actually supposed to come out to Arc Official in the near future, but not sure exactly how long that will take. Oh, bummer, Emmy. Oh yeah, I actually found a really cool base spot under some tree roots in the sanctuary too. There's some awesome little hidden base locations. Yeah, Madagascar looks pretty cool. There's some crazy mods. I have never actually modded Ark myself, but there's some really cool maps I'd love to play on. Yeah, was that Ico's? something about Ico, I think. Anyway, there's a lot of really cool sponsored mods that you can download and stuff. I've never really I need to actually learn how to do that and then do a guide on how to do that. So eventually we'll get there. But yeah, for now, how many of you guys would like if I did a guide on how to unlock the center on like Xbox One, PS4, and all that stuff? Let me know in chat if you would like that. I'm also planning to do a video in the near future on how to use a spray painter in Ark. A lot of people have been requesting that, strangely enough, and we haven't had Bob Ross as a guest star on this channel for quite some time, and I mean, he's getting a little bit neglected. We might have to bring him back. Also, I'm planning on making a video on how to make your character look like Bob Ross and how to do crazy hairstyles. So, would you guys like if I made either of those also? Okay, cool. Well, that's great to get some feedback. Anytime you guys have a good question about Ark, feel free to drop a comment on one of my videos. And I'm actually I take a while sometimes just if things get really busy, but I always try to field all of your questions and respond to just about everybody. And I'll eventually get to answering your questions, and a lot of times I will actually make a guide based on what you guys ask. So part of what I do is when I see a really cool dinosaur that I want, I'll go tame it. Just gotta have the if there's a good opportunity, especially if it's a cool looking one like my frog and stuff like that. But a lot of guides are just things people request, so keep me posted if you guys have anything helpful. And no, I actually do not play Fortnite. I wanted to try it, but I figured if I started playing Fortnite, I wouldn't have any time for Ark. So I've been trying to focus on doing fun stuff here. This kind of lets me do fun video games and help out a lot of people on my YouTube channel at the same time, which is, that's a lot more fun and rewarding for me anyway. So but I think I am going to have to wrap up this stream. I'm sorry to say, you guys, but I am just about out of time, and my voice is actually wearing out too. So I'm not used to talking so long, but I will get better at it. I'll get better at responding to chat more quickly too. I'm still very new at live streaming. But if you guys check out my channel on Monday, I have another video coming for you. I'm not entirely sure yet if it's going to be a replay of the first live stream that I did, or if it's going to be a guide on how to tame an Archaeopteryx and use it for hang gliding, which is pretty fun, actually. So, keep an eye out. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it. I hope you did. And be sure to subscribe to my channel and ring that bell for notifications, and it will let you know when my next video comes out, because there is so much I'm going to be teaching you guys, and there's usually a new video coming out every couple of days. And if you're new to this channel, it would really support us and help a whole lot if you subscribe. So let me catch up on comments real quick. No problem, Ibizia. I am bad at pronouncing, but I'll give it my best shot. And yeah, Jefferson, actually, Ark Mobile is mostly online. Yeah, Fortnite is a very heavily debated topic, so I'll let you guys know if I do ever play, and I'll give you guys some friend requests. Now, my wife and I play a lot of offline co-op games on Nintendo Switch, and eventually we may even do some online battles. So if anybody would be interested in playing some Smash Brothers with us in the near future, feel free to drop a comment with your gamer tag, and we might actually be able to do some online Smash at some point. Not making any promises, because it's been hard to squeeze in even doing live streaming, but it'd be pretty fun. And if you guys check out my channel, the first thing you'll see is a link to the console co-op couple channel that my wife and I do together. It's a whole lot of fun. We do a lot of fun Nintendo Switch games, and we're actually really new at that channel. We're trying to get it off the ground, but if you like any Nintendo Switch games, it's a lot of fun over there. And yeah, keep an eye out. We'll hopefully have a lot of good content coming really soon. And I'll let you guys know when I can do my next stream. I may be able to stream again next Sunday afternoon. Once again, can't make any promises, but I will definitely try my best. And yeah, I actually don't upload daily. I did for a little while Nintendo Switch was brand new because I was trying to get you guys so much content so quickly because there was so much that you just really needed to know in order to even start playing Ark on Nintendo Switch. But now I'm about every 2 to 3 days. I usually try to get a video up every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Although now that I'm trying to add some live streams, that might change a little bit. So we'll see. I'm still a relatively new channel, so I'm still kind of, getting used to the rhythm of it all. Oh my gosh, I used to play Smash on Nintendo 64 all the time. Although GameCube with Princess Peach was my main best character I've ever done. My brother was Yoshi, I was Princess Peach, and we could take down like champion Smash Brothers players. It was hilarious because I would not only beat them, but I would make them feel really bad by being beaten by a princess. Princess Toadstool, nonetheless. I mean, she's like the most helpless character you ever see in a video game. Whoa, I can hardly see. This is crazy. We got rain and fog. So yeah, I think we're going to wrap up this stream, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and hopefully we'll have another stream coming soon, so make sure you subscribe if you liked this, and there's a lot of videos on my channel, and pretty much anything you need to know to enjoy playing Ark, just check that out, and feel free to browse the Switch Survival Guide series. It'll give you a bunch of topics, and all the videos have pretty good labels for what it's going to teach you, so I hope you guys enjoy that, and I hope I can catch you guys on the next live stream. We'll see you guys next time. Bye. Thanks so much for watching. I really had fun chatting with you guys, and I'm really happy to have so many people here, so we'll see you soon. Thanks so much for watching this video from the Ark Survival Guide. If you enjoyed it or found it helpful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you more great guides like this one. Ark is an amazing game, but there is so much to learn before you can really enjoy it. We are dedicated to bringing you high-quality guides, tutorials, and Let's Play videos that are fun, helpful, clean, and suitable for the entire family. There's a tutorial in this series for everything we have done so far in this video. Check out these playlists for more episodes from this series and other guides to help you enjoy your journey on Ark.